all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the year?
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Marketing come up with that for him. Those were his phrases that he came up with, that he believed in.
Just win. Play hard. Try not to make mistakes. But don't worry about mistakes, because there's only one thing that counts. Just win.
Yo, welcome to the SC Raiders Talk, aka boy Eric, and we're back. We're back again. You feel me? Not too much, there's a little bit of news. It's not too much news, if that makes sense. But shout out to everybody that's in here so far. Blessed to see you guys and your families, like always. And yeah, this live is kind of like put up last minute, like always. You feel me last minute, like always. But we're gonna talk about some things. It's very, very small amount of topics, I would say. Very small amount of topics to talk about from the media day, which some players talked. On top of that, besides that, also some coaches talked as well. So I have like four clips in particular that are of course have to do with media day and stuff like this. And let me actually put it up real quick. Give me a second. There we go. Okay, there we go. I did not change the date. That's the one thing I did not change. But shout out to everybody that's coming in so far, man. Hope all is well. Shout out to who's here so far. Dark was good. Salute. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Cool. Kev was good. Salute. Robert Penna in the building was good. Good to see you, man. Defense is going to be lit. That's a fact, man. The way they've been talking. I haven't seen everything. I think the most recent press conference, I have not seen like the most recent press conference, but I have seen the others that happened through media day. And then earlier today, Max Crosby, Nate Hobbs, Trey Tucker, I believe was one of them. I didn't get to see, I forget who it was. I think it was like Patrick. I'm not sure if it was Patrick Graham. It was like another one. Cognito 2.0, it's a fact, man. And I got everything here. Shout out to Desert Raider. Shout out to everybody coming in slowly but surely. Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Make sure to hit that like button, man. Push out the live to more people. And of course, blessed to see our families. Hope all is well. Let me get this situated real quick because I had the wrong date on there. Yeah, let me see. But yeah, I got a couple of things that I would like to pick out from what happened the past 2 days, pretty much. Some interesting words from these guys, some interesting words from coaches and players that I had to show. You feel me? Shout out to SoCal Sal also in the building. What's good? Good to see everybody in here, man. Hope all as well. Shout out to you guys, man. Like always, let me actually put this down. There we go. There we go. Shout out to everybody coming in, man. Like I said, hit that like button, push out the algorithm to more people, man. And I greatly appreciate it. But let's get. Let me share my screen real quick for you guys, man. Here we go. So first, starting off with media day. If you guys don't know what media day is, pretty much they talk to players, they talk to coaches, they talk pretty much pictures, all those different things. The thing they do before mandatory minicamp where they have everybody. Things like that. Usual. Maybe I'm missing a couple things, but of course, Jackson Powers Johnson, of course, back, which is good. Because we know he had a knock at OTAs, voluntary OTAs. So it's good to see him back. So it wasn't too major at all. Of course. I have something he talked about. If you guys haven't seen it, this is what he pretty much said right here. Let me play it for you guys.
I'm so excited. The best fans in the league. Like I like to play like a psycho on the field, and to have fans all around you that are just as psycho as you. I love it. I love it. Just bring it. Fit right in.
So pretty much just something short, and the reason I picked it out is because when you watch this guy's film, it's pretty much like a psychotic guy wrestling, a wrestling background, throwing people, and like Cool Kev said, Incognito Junior pretty much is what he replicates, right? His way of playing, the way he throws people, the way he goes about things, um, and of course I just like that he's embracing everything. He says he plays like a psycho, and he wants the fan base to be the psycho, and he's in a perfect fit. So that was something interesting that happened for Media Day that I like a lot. That just the way he talks, bro. The way he embraces the Raider Nation, bro, and embraces the Raiders. That's what it means. You feel me? To be a Raider, to play with that passion and that psychoness and all those different things. So, obviously, I had to pick it out because obviously it was one of the ones from Media Day that stood out to me and stuff like that. Um, of course, a shout out to Robert Penn. That's a fact, man. Let me actually get it out here. Let me see. Let me get it. That's a. There we go. Let me put this lower. But yeah, it was something I picked out. Shout out to Circus Raider. He says, "Boo, JPJ. Why do I want Psycho Mauler when I wanted to corporate shit?" I mean, our fellow troll of the chat. Man, what's good, Circus? Good to see you, man. Shout out to my 2 cents as well, man. Coming on in, man. Like I said, if you guys can't hit that like button, man, push out the algorithm so to more people. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I know I put this live last minute. I put it up like. Yeah, I don't even know. I hardly even promoted it, so maybe we won't get too many people up in here. My lord in the house. Shout out to everybody coming in, man. Like I said, blessings, blessings. Hopefully, your guys' week is going well so far. And yeah, moving on here, obviously. We have another one, which is obviously from our offensive coordinator. Now, I chose this one because he talked about Zamir White. We all have our concerns about the running back group, but I like to hear from the horse's mouth and stuff like this. How they feel about the running back group, especially somebody like Luke Getzey, that Deontay Foreman, and those guys over there played pretty damn well for Chicago on that run game. They had a pretty good season. So, and he did the running back by committee over there. There wasn't only one back, so it kind of replicates into the Raiders what they're implementing now. And this is pretty much what he had to say about the running back room and Zamir White and stuff.
There was a play in OTA, I think the second week of OTA, and we got to see that speed that he has too. So he kind of creased it and he took it. That was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see, just he's a different cat. Like that is like a speed that not many guys have. And to be paired with that size that he has. But it is a complete room. I think we got a really cool room that has guys that can, catch the ball out of the backfield. We got guys that can hit the perimeter, and then we have Z that can kind of do both in the sense of hit it inside, hit it outside with really cool speed. So it's a really cool room. I'm excited to see where this thing goes. And I always say with backs, like training camp really tells you what a back's about, right? There needs to be real contact up front. There needs to be holes. There needs to see vision. And I think Z's just going to take off for sure when we get to training camp.
So some interesting words there, you feel me? Some interesting words from here talking about Zamir White. He says Getzey and Mark Davis got the same barber. I feel that. I wonder if ask Getzey about his barber. His hairline all the way fucked up. Ask his barber at the end around cut. I know his hairline's cruised, but something interesting he had to say about Zamir White and the committee and the running back by committee. It's very interesting to see what he says about him by his speed that you can't teach it. His ability, all his performance, what he's been doing in the facility so far. And he talked about the second week of OTAs where he took it to the house. That's where he really showed him his speed and what he's capable of. So that's positive, right? I like to take the positive outlook of these things that could benefit us later on, right? You can only take so much from training camp. It's so much from minicamp, but obviously he had high praise for the running back by committee. So I'm glad that we're getting positive out of him. It's better than negative. Anything is better than negative, right? Just to hear him talk about the running back by committee, saying that he's confident in them, that they all do different abilities, that Zamir White does both, and that with the gaps of the zone scheme and all these different stuff, it'll benefit him. So, it gives me a little bit of how do I like to say, a little bit of belief, hope. You feel me? We already had belief in the running back by committee, but not, I even have more belief just based on what Getty says. I can only take what they give me, right? And that's what they talk about. So, you feel me? Nah, negativity only SC, because how dare we move in the right direction? I know, right? Shout out to Raider Way. What's good, Raider Way? Good to see you. Hope all as well. Yeah, might as well just be negative, huh? Put like horrible minicamp day one. Media day was shit. I should have put that. That would have probably got more people up in here, huh? Because everybody loves negativity. But obviously, Luke Getty had praise for that. So that was something that I enjoyed. I enjoyed a lot. So now moving on here, we have a little bit of the mini camp day one, y'all. Mini camp day one happened today. And of course, Nate Hobbs and Max Crosby. I picked out these next two clips you guys are gonna see is just based on what they had to talk about Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew, the quarterback battle. And Max Crosby especially is not scared to say what he want to say, right? Nate Hobbs either, right? So we're gonna hear what he got to say about the quarterbacks and the competition between them and all these different things. So first, starting off with obviously Nate Hobbs to talk about Aiden O'Connell and stuff.
AOC had a hell of a day today. He was throwing some balls. I forgot, even as a teammate, I forgot he had in him. You know what I'm saying? And I know he got it in him, but he was just making it known again every day, like, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to work for this job. And then Minshew, he got me today on 3rd and long. I know, like what you said, I knew they was trying to have on me. Minshew at the top of the drop, gave me a little pump fake, and I broke on it. Most quarterbacks can't do that. They don't have that awareness. They don't have the poise. They don't have the, they just trying to get the ball out 3rd down. He gave me top of the drop, pump, broke on the ball, high low, 1st down. So, and then he pointed at me after. That pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? I done jumped offside the next play in my head. But it's a hell of a – it's going to be down to the wire. But I just think it breeds excellence. You know what I'm saying? Each guy, it's no time for rest. You know what I'm saying? Bring the best out you. You got it.
I was muted. Interesting is the word of today. Interesting is the word of today because of what he said was that obviously Aiden O'Connell, Nate Hobbs didn't expect some of the passes he made. He knows what he's capable of, but he liked that he made some passes that he didn't even know he had it in him. And then you had Gardner Minshew that was one of those trash talkers that pointed at Nate Hobbs when he scored one over him, and then that pissed Nate Hobbs off. He even said it. He said he even went offsides the next play because of how much it was in his head. Gardner Minshew, of course, shows that veteranship, talking trash, capabilities and stuff like that. Then you have AOC that has been improving drastically. And it kind of leads me to the next clip here that Max Crosby talks about AOC and how he has grown as a competitor. And here you go.
Aiden has come a long way. Like I said, it's the off season, so you can only take everything with a grain of salt. But just seeing his maturity and seeing how he's starting to talk back, and talk some shit back, and I encourage it. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I want him to do. The best of the best, they're ultimate competitors. The Mahomes, the back in the day, the Brady's, the Peyton Mannings, the guys like that, they were always, jawing back and forth and standing up. It's, at the end of the day, you show a little bit of weakness, people are going to hop all over that. So for him, seeing him, kind of come back, at us, it's awesome to see. And Gardner as well, he's played in plenty of big games. He's always been the underdog. And at the end of the day, you see him walk out the building or walk down the street, you wouldn't even know he's a football player. But when he laces it up on Sundays, you can see what he can do. His numbers stack up with a lot of guys you wouldn't even expect. So, those guys are gonna battle it out, and the best guy, is gonna win. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I heard that right there. Now that you feel me, he's got confidence now, so that's good. That's good to hear that he's got that confidence, that he trash talks. That's what we need. We need our quarterback to go out there and shit talk and not let nobody get in his head. And that's good, man. Like Raiderway said, the AO12 is confident, man, and that's how it should be, and that's how he should progress. Because if he wants to prove everybody wrong and he wants to, like I said, this is the best team you could build around a guy like that right now. You got a defense that was already top 10. Now you add in somebody like Christian Wilkins to the mix, making the defensive line better. You're bringing in a lot of young talents, best player available guys. And you're still not done with free agency, which I did not get the Tom Telesco clip. But if anybody have seen the Tom Telesco, what he has said, I think it's on the Raiders YouTube. He said we're not done with free agents. He practically said we're not done with free agents. They said they have a group of free agents. They have a group of free agents out there that they're looking at still, that they might make some moves before training camp, which training camp is next month, which shows us that they're looking and they're taking their time with it. Like I said, they were going to take their time. Shout out to Leica Tupo. Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Blessings, blessings, blessing. Now Tyree needs that dog in him. That's a fact. We need these guys to step up, and I'm glad that some of them are stepping up, like AOC, right? Obviously, Gardner Minshew, we already know what he was capable of as a veteran, and that he's bringing that competitiveness. I like that both of them are bringing the competitiveness again. And obviously, for everybody joining us, man, I'm just looking at some things from the press conferences and stuff like that, and just to play the clip one more time about AOC for you guys. Here you go.
Aiden has come a long way. Like I said, it's the off season, so you can only take everything with a grain of salt. But just seeing his maturity and seeing how he's starting to talk back, and talk some shit back, and I encourage it. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I want him to do. The best of the best, they're ultimate competitors. The Mahomes, the back in the day, the Brady's, the Peyton Mannings, the guys like that, they were always jawing back and forth and standing up. It's at the end of the day, you show a little bit of weakness, people are going to hop all over that. So for him, seeing him, kind of come back, at us, it's awesome to see. And Gardner as well. He's played in plenty of big games. He's always been the underdog. And at the end of the day, you see him walk out the building or walk down the street, you wouldn't even know he's a football player. But when he laces it up on Sundays, you can see what he can do. His numbers stack up with a lot of guys you wouldn't even expect. So, those guys are gonna battle it out, and the best guy is gonna win. So I'm excited to see what happens.
It's a fact, man. It's a fact. And that I like the competition. This is what I wanted. This is what I was looking at when it came down to the minicamp, the mandatory minicamp, and all these different things. I was glad that this happened. I'm glad that the competition is out there and stuff like that. It's good to see. Obviously it's only day one, not really any pads or anything too extra. Just press conferences, just like yesterday, media day and stuff like that. I was kind of, hoping to talk about this tomorrow, but I just couldn't tomorrow. So that's why I just said, fuck it, do the live like I usually do on a Tuesday. But, obviously there wasn't too much that happened today that was more than what they talked about. Shout out to Ray Love. What's good, Ray Love? Good to see you. Hope all as well. But obviously, Max Crosby, Nate Hobbs, and these guys are praising the hell out of this quarterback, in the quarterback competition. And it gives me more faith in what we're building right now. You already know what it is, Ray Love. Let me play it for you. Hold on. You could never get enough of it, man. You can never get enough of it. But like I said, that was a couple things that I like to look at, stuff like that. Shout out to Sinister. What's good, Sinister? Good to see you, Hope Ball, as well. But obviously, pretty much that's what happened today. What they said based on that. Good days for everybody. Everybody look good out there. Of course, then it leads me to my next point of the team showed up today, right? And what I mean by the team showed up today, people were concerned about Davante Adams not showing up at OTAs, but let me tell you, Davante Adams was at mandatory minicamp. You see him right there. He's still there. He is still there, y'all. It's not the end of the world. I know some people were going crazy that he wasn't there at OTAs and stuff like that, but he's there at minicamp. You see him right there. Also with Jackson Powers-Johnson coming back. Another interesting thing there too. It's good to see everybody out there. I think, let me actually double check. Colton Miller wasn't exactly there. He was more on the sideline. He was with the trainers. Hopefully he gets healthy. I don't know what's going on with Colton Miller, bro. It's starting to concern me a little bit because it looks like there's an apparent injury that he keeps going to the sideline, but he was working with trainers. And then obviously both Butlers, Darian Butler and Matthew Butler, were not there. Oh wait, that's true. Miller did have an off-season shoulder injury, so he's trying to get back into shape and stuff like that. I completely forgot about that. So he's rehabbing, and then obviously Matthew Butler and Darian Butler were not there, or were not participants. So, those are a couple things that happened. As of today, who showed up, who didn't, right? And then moving on here, obviously, and let me take this off real quick for you guys, real quick. Then moving on here, obviously, shout out to Brad last. I don't know if I saluted you, but salute. You already know what it is. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody in here. Devontae is a pro. Don't need to worry about him. That's a fact. I know some people are going crazy. I'm like, damn, baby, chill. We're good, But obviously, moving on here is I want to focus on what's coming up, right? Obviously, Minicamp continues tomorrow and the following day. So on Thursday, when I do the 2-for-1, I'll have more to talk about, obviously. But today, obviously, it's pretty much a little bit of a short live, you could say. Shout out to True Raider. What's good? Saludos to everybody. Hope all is well. I'm checking in, man. Good to see you, True Raider. Hope all is well, man. Hit that like button. Yeah, hit that like button to push out the algorithm and stuff like that. But the last thing I want to talk about is focusing on the key matchups and the things I'm focusing on. And you guys can let me know what you're focusing on in these next coming days of Minicamp. What are you looking forward to? The position battles. What players are you looking at? For me, I'm obviously going to look at Brock Bowers. I need these rookies to perform, see what they got. Jackson Powers-Johnson coming back from that knock. I want to see how he performs so far, so he's good with the press conference or the interview. I got to see it on the field, see that he's out there and stuff like that. Then obviously I'm looking at the quarterback. I think the quarterback is something we're all paying attention to. And so far we see the competition there. Over and over again. And it's good. It's good. Competition makes players better. It just does, right? And then obviously another thing I'm paying attention to is Thayer Munford. Can he secure that right tackle spot? That's another thing that I'm focusing strictly on. Thayer Munford, he's practically going against pretty much everybody. It's his position to lose, in my opinion. And Thayer Munford has been somebody that I've been praising since the start of last season. Somebody that has so much potential. And then obviously, what Raider Way said here, Tucker's another one, which the third wide receiver, right? It's up in the air, apparently. I think it's Trey Tucker's spot, in my opinion. I think Trey Tucker's the number 3, hands down. But Michael Gallup, if he's healthy, we know what he's capable of. He's a 1,000-yard guy. You feel me? But Trey Tucker has so much potential, bro. The Trey Tucker's a dog. So for me, I can't wait to see that wide receiver group. We already know Devontae has Jacoby Myers 1-2, but then from there it's like a draw. Who's next, right? And I think it's gonna be Trey Tucker, then Gallup, and then so on. Maybe Guyton and stuff like that. Camera went a little blurry. QB room already better. That's facts. QB room better already. That's a fact. What happened with Colton Miller? He have injury surgery. Yes, he had shoulder surgery, I believe. Shoulder surgery. So he's getting back. He's rehabbing right now. He was there, but just not participating in what the other people were doing. He was on the sideline with trainers. So he's rehabbing, doing all the things he needs to. He should be good for next month. He should be good. Right now he's rehabbing. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but I believe it was surgery on his shoulder. It was some type of surgery, but I think it was on the shoulder. Shout out to Circus Raider, man. Fast as fuck, Tuck. That's a fact, man. I mean, Trey Tucker, I think, is the number 3. I've been saying this for a long time. I think it's Devontae, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, then Gallup, then Guyton, and then so forth, right? And then obviously, I want to see. Well, obviously, I already know what Antonio Pierce brings to the table. That's somebody else that I want to pay attention to. The connection with the new players, how he is with the new players and stuff like that. And then obviously Christian Wilkins, how he is on the new defensive line, see how he is and stuff like that. And then obviously I already, pretty much answered it as far as you see there on your screen. people that showed up that didn't show up at OTAs or were knocked at OTAs are there. Like I said, Devontae Adams wasn't there at OTAs, but now he's there. And then you got obviously Jackson Powers Johnson that had a knock. Now he's back. So these are all different things that I'm looking forward to see these guys come back. Which obviously Jackson Powers Johnson's back. Devontae, Colton Miller's on the sideline. That's good to see. Then obviously, man, I just want to see how this team shapes up and if they could bring the energy to the field. You know, everybody's there. Pretty much everybody's there. The only ones that missed was Matthew Butler, Darian Butler, both Butlers. Besides that, everybody was there, which is good. 100% good. So I'm happy that even the people that are injured, like Colton Miller that just came off of surgery, rehabbing, he's coming back and, you know, doing everything he can to come back healthy. I'm liking the competition across the board, especially that quarterback position, because a lot of people have a lot of doubts in Aiden O'Connell, have a lot of doubts in Gardner Mitchell, have a lot of doubts in the quarterback room. But obviously the quarterback room is showing, hey, man, we're here to compete. We got all the pieces around us and let the best man win. And that's how it should be. And that's how the competition, it makes for better play. Competition just makes better play. We've seen how much competition can make some of these players reach their potential because of how fast they need to reach that potential because of the competition that's brewing there. Did you have a video on a win-loss prediction already? I say 10 wins for sure. I did. I had a live. That was an early prediction. I'm gonna have another one coming soon, like probably right before the season starts, right before preseason. But I had somewhere I said that the reality of it is 10-7. 10 wins is the reality of it. And then I said the lowest, like the minimum marker is 9 wins. And then I said my prediction was 11 wins. But obviously I think 10 wins is more reasonable. I think 10 wins for sure right now is more reasonable because I'm a type of guy that I like the steps. I like steps. I don't like taking strides. You feel me? Instead of taking steps first. You have to take a step up first before talking about the Lombardi, right? Obviously this team is competitive and they could do it. They have the potential there. But for me, I'm a type of guy that I want to walk before I run, you know, kind of like that, right? And so for me, last year we didn't make the playoffs. This year I'm expecting us to make the playoffs, and I'm expecting us to make some noise in the playoffs, 100%. I think anywhere from the same record as last year to even worse is a unsuccessful season. I think we need to make the playoffs. I think we got the team around. We got the competition around. I just love what the players are bringing to the, you feel me? Left in doubt has fogged their mind with all that negativity, we believe. And that's the thing, right? I just don't get that we're more negative than last year. I just don't get it. You feel me? We have a more competitive team. We have a better coaching staff than last year. We have players coming in early showing, you feel me? People like Michael Mayer that didn't want to play last year because of how bad it was, coming into this year saying a whole different new mentality. And people are still doubting. Even our own fan base is doubting what we got. And it sucks, you know. But, you know, at the end of the day, that's what it comes with, right? And maybe I'm going to be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we do have a fail season. Knock on wood. I don't want that to happen at all. But at the same time, this team has so much potential. And I think this has been the most talented as a whole football team in a while. Besides 2016. Y'all remember 2016? It looked like a Super Bowl year. And then obviously what happened to our quarterback and what happened. But besides 2016, this is probably one of the most talented groups we had in a while. Shout out to John Leone. Good to see you, John Leone. Hope all is well. Good to see you here, man. Blessings. Shout out to Cool Kev. They're negative because we didn't sell the farm and get a quarterback. And that's the thing, right? I don't get why people wanted to give up 3 first-rounders for Jaden Daniels. In my opinion, 2 first-rounders, maybe. And I said maybe. But 3, I can't do 3, man. I don't know about y'all. I can't do 3. Especially with quarterbacks that they have the potential there, but will they be a success? Nobody knows. Shout out to Milka Beezy. What's good, Milka Beezy? Good to see you. We're down because we didn't draft Rattler at 13. Fire everyone and cut Bowers. A lot of people are saying that Minshew made the playoffs last year, but he didn't. He didn't make the playoffs. So what Minshew did good is the fact that he really elevated the team. He did what he needed to do and he won games. Why he lost some games, what had to do with the people around him, because you had Jonathan Taylor out for half the season. Your defense was already in shambles because half your team left the year prior. There was a lot of locker room stuff, so a lot of things happened with the Colts. Obviously, they beat us, which sucks, right? Um, but we know Minshew could win games. We know Minshew could win games. So obviously he didn't make the playoffs last year, but he did do some other things. He helped Michael Pittman break the record for most receptions as a Indianapolis Colt, which is good. Which Michael Pittman's in his third year, I believe, out of USC, stuff like that. Um, he broke the record for most receptions. And who's the one throwing him the ball? Minshew. Anthony Richardson in the beginning, very, very beginning, but he got injured, obviously, I think the second, third game. Then, obviously Minshew took over and stuff like that. So, Minshew didn't have a bad season. It wasn't a horrible season. And for a backup that was technically a backup last year, he's coming in with a whole different mindset. You see his mindset this year? This is a mindset I haven't seen him in quite some time. The underdog of him? Yes. The underdog of him? Yes, I've seen it before. But his competitiveness and how he's coming in hot, I have not seen that from Minshew in his whole career. He's really coming in and making a stamp and saying, hey, I'm here to play. I'm going to take that spot, and this is going to be my spot. And I like that. I like that mentality. That's a good mentality because that not only elevates his game, but that elevates Aiden O'Connell's game, right? Mitchell didn't make the playoffs, but he for sure balled out for what he had to work with. He's a premier game manager in this league. That's a fact. If Minshew starts, he'll finally have a legit defense behind him. He's to score more. We can't judge nobody on numbers just because dudes got heart. That's a fact. We have two solid quarterbacks. Most teams in trouble if their star quarterback goes down. That's a fact. You cannot tell me that Gardner Minshew will not start over people like Zach Wilson. Will not start over. I mean, let's be honest. He would have started for the Broncos last season. Let's be honest, right? But even the Broncos were shit with their coaching staff anyways. But he would have started there. Obviously he's not a bad backup, man. And he came in with money that is not a backup money. So he knows to compete. I'm glad he's not like other players where they take the money and then they hardly work on training camp. He's actually going out there and balling out. And just to show you guys an example, because I see some new people in here. Look at this right here. Pay attention to what Nate Hobbs says right here.
AOC had a hell of a day today. He was throwing some balls. I forgot, even as a teammate, I forgot he had in him. You know what I'm saying? And I know he got it in him, but he was just making it known again every day, like, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to work for this job. And then Minshew, he got me today on 3rd and long. I know, like what you said, I knew they was trying to have on me. Minshew at the top of the drop. Gave me a little pump fake, and I broke on it. Most quarterbacks can't do that. They don't have that awareness. They don't have the poise. They don't have the, they just trying to get the ball out, third down. He gave me top of the drop, pump, broke on the ball, high low, first down. So, and then he pointed at me after. That pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? I done jumped offside the next play in my head. But it's a hell of a – it's going to be down to the wire. But I just think it breeds excellence. You know what I'm saying? Either each guy, it's no time for rest. You know what I'm saying? Bring the best out you. You got it.
And y'all heard him there, man. He talked about how both of these guys are coming in hot. One of them is surprising the hell out of Nate Hobbs, the way he's capable of his accuracy and stuff like that. And we've been hearing that about Aiden O'Connell the whole camp. But then you have Gardner Minshew that's coming in with some trash-talking demeanor, making some plays and talking trash, which is good. Guard dog, quarterback one, man. Hey, I'm cool with whatever quarterback wins, Milk and Beezy, because if there's one thing we could all agree on, no matter if you're on the Gardner Minshew train or the Aiden O'Connell train, both guys are coming in hot and competing. That's one thing we cannot deny about both quarterbacks, and whoever wins out of them battles shows that they're capable of winning, and they're showing the capability of what they got in their mentality. And at the end of the day, bro, we're going to have Minshew or Aiden O'Connell be the backup, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad if later on in the season they switch quarterbacks because of something happening, God forbid. I would be happy because these two quarterbacks are coming in and competing, and that's how it should be, and getting better. That's what I like to see, getting better. As long as you're getting better and you're doing everything you can to get better, I have no problem with that. It's all about your mentality. And, you think about Kobe, right? Obviously, rest in peace, Kobe. His mentality was Mamba mentality. What was that about? One thing that him and Michael Jordan were different was the work ethic that Kobe Bryant had, the work ethic nobody else had. And when I think of the Raiders, some of these guys show me that. And that's like obviously Max Crosby. His work ethic is out of this moon, right? But having a guy like that, having a guy like Max Crosby really teaches everybody else, the younger guys, even shows for some veterans that, hey, if you match my competitiveness and my veteranship and the way I go about things, and you have the same mentality as this, there's no doubt in any of our minds that this can't work. And that's the same thing as Max Crosby is with Tyree Wilson. Look at Tyree Wilson. A year ago, he was just coming back from injury, and he still hasn't shown me anything, right? He still hasn't shown me anything, in my opinion. Just based on it was his rookie season. I'm not going to fully judge him on the first season. I want to see how he elevates the second season. But I always like to see, when I judge rookies, I want to see how they go from the rookie season to the sophomore season. How do they go about the offseason? Do they put in the work or do they not put in the work? And Tyree Wilson has put in the work insanely, not only bulking up, but also training with Max Crosby and taking the knowledge in. And that's what I want from a rookie entering their sophomore season. That's what I want from these younger guys, to teach and stuff like that. Shout out to Space Beast. Was good, man. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Space Beast. But obviously, when it comes down to it, I love the competitiveness from these guys, man. And for everybody join, I see more people joining as well, man. Here's the other one of what Max Crosby had to say about the quarterbacks.
Aiden has come a long way. Like I said, it's the off season, so you can only take everything with a grain of salt. But just seeing his maturity and seeing how he's starting to talk back, and talk some shit back, and I encourage it. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I want him to do. The best of the best, they're ultimate competitors. The Mahomes, the back in the day, the Brady's, the Peyton Mannings, the guys like that, they were always, jawing back and forth and standing up. It's, at the end of the day, you show a little bit of weakness, people are going to hop all over that. So for him, seeing him, kind of come back, at us, it's awesome to see. And Gardner as well, he's played in plenty of big games. He's always been the underdog. And at the end of the day, you see him walk out the building or walk down the street, you wouldn't even know he's a football player. But when he laces it up on Sundays, you can see what he can do. His numbers stack up with a lot of guys you wouldn't even expect. So, those guys are gonna battle it out, and the best guy, is gonna win. So I'm excited to see what happens.
And you can only get excited. Shout out to Lunatic. What's good, Lunatic? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Shout out to Raider Allegiance in the building, man. Shout out to Space Beast. What up, SC Raider? Thanks for breaking down the content today. Of course, man. You already know the grind don't stop. Shout out to Egalitarian. What's good? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Shout out to Raider Paul in the building. You already know what it is, Raider Paul. Let me get it out of here. Here you go. You already know what it is, Paul. You already know what it is, Paul. Shout out to everybody coming in, though, man. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, man. I'm just talking about breaking down the media day and the minicamp app day one, some press conferences that I just showed. Showed Nate Hobbs and Max Crosby both talking about the quarterback situation. Now, for everybody coming on in, I don't know if you have seen the media day, what Luke Getsy said about the running back by committee. This is another competitive group of players that's going to come in hot and prove that, hey, we may have got rid of one of our best players, but hey, we are here to compete and put up the same performance. So here you guys go. Luke Getsy on the running back by committee.
There was a play in OTA, I think the second week of OTA, and we got to see that speed that he has too. So he kind of creased it and he took it. That was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see, just he's a different cat. Like that is like a speed that not many guys have. And to be paired with that size that he has. But it is a complete room. I think we got a really cool room that has guys that can, catch the ball out of the backfield. We got guys that can hit the perimeter. And then we have Z that can kind of do both in the sense of hit it inside, hit it outside with really cool speed. So it's a really cool room. I'm excited to see where this thing goes. And I always say with backs, like training camp really tells you what a back's about, right? There needs to be real contact up front. There needs to be holes. There needs to see vision. And I think Z's just going to take off for sure when we get to training camp.
some things to say about Zamir White and stuff like that, man. Shout out to everybody coming in, man. I see more people. Jaime, saludos, mi buen amigo. Good to see you, man. Hope all as well. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Auntie Six coming in, man. I see everybody coming on in, man. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Greatly appreciate. Shout out to Auntie Six in the building. Was good, man. I don't know about you, Nation, but every time I hear AP shouting Raiders, it gives me goosebumps. That's a fact, man. You can never get enough either. Never, bro. You can never get enough of that chant, bro. I'm just hey, that's what we embrace, man. We embrace that, right? You yell Raiders and back Raiders. I still, bro, every time that also reminds me of the story of Vegas, man. If you guys heard me when I went to Vegas the other year or 2 years ago, I think it was a year ago, right? I went during the preseason. It wasn't last year because I went to the Jets game, but it was besides the Jets game. It was the year before that, right? You would pass by somebody in Vegas and they would say Raid, right? Some people would say Raiders, obviously, and you know they're from Cali. But then you know you're a local from Vegas. When I went up to somebody and I told them Raiders, and then I even asked them, they didn't say it back, and I was like, oh, you mess with the Raiders, blah blah blah, and he goes, oh, I just like the apparel. God damn, bro. I hate those people that say they just like the colors and they just like the apparel. Like, it's like, damn, bro, what the fuck? But it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Shout out to Willie Wayne. What's good, Willie Wayne? Good to see you. Hope all as well, man. Shout out to everybody coming on in, man. If you guys can't hit that like button and subscribe if you're new, man. To everybody, that's either, you feel me? But hey, you feel me? Push out the algorithm. So, I just can't wait for the season, y'all. I don't know about y'all. This pumps me up, bro. This pumps me up a lot. This team gives me so much faith, man. I've never had this much faith in a while. And I'm scared at the same time, y'all, because you feel me? Like, it's that do or die. It's like, either it doesn't happen the way you expect and you just get freaking broken, or that. And last year I told myself I was never going to give a prediction again, but this year I just have so much confidence in this team, bro. There's no way this team doesn't execute, bro. Like, it's just hard to see the negativity of it, and obviously I'm at the reality of it too, right? I have to bring it down and I have to be realistic, which the realistic output is that we may not have the best of quarterback, top 10 quarterback, right? We may not have we may not have the Andy Reids of the world or the Mike Tomlins of that. But the one thing we do have is the passion, the work ethic, and the ability and the capabilities of playing well, right? And that's why when people you feel me? When people kind of, bash this team a little bit, like, oh, why did we go tight end? Or why did we do this? Is you really look at the team and what they have gone with the plan. And the plan was always to bring a bunch of Raiders that have the Raiders mindset, but also would embrace the culture. But besides that, bring that dogness and the best available, right? And that's what happened with Brock Bowers. That's what happened with Jackson Powers Johnson. That's what happened with Christian Wilkins, right? These guys that are Raiders, but not only that, are very talented players. We've been again and again saying we need a defensive tackle. We need some help there, and we get one. We say we need a good set of coaching staff and position groups. You got some of the best, in my opinion, when you look at the AFC West, and I'm being realistic, you could go name for name. You could go name for name. You could go resume by resume. When you look at the coaching staff as a whole, the Raiders coaching staff as a whole, that includes the head coach, the assistant head coach, the defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, position groups, quarterback coach, wide receiver coach, all these guys into one. You cannot tell me that the Raiders as a whole, a collective force, is not the best coaching staff in the AFC West, bro. The Chiefs have Andy Reid. Obviously, when you go head coach for head coach, I have to give it to who has won so far as the head coach, which is obviously have to be realistic and have to give it up to Andy Reid, right? Have to give it up to Andy Reid. Have to give it up to like Mike Tomlin, never having really much of a losing season and stuff for last year, right? You think of these guys. But when you look at the Raiders as a collective force, we have a coach that not another AFC West team has. And it's that dog, it's that want to win, it's that energy. You just feed off of energy, and they're feeding off Antonio Pierce's energy. And that's what I like about Antonio Pierce, and why I have been raving about Antonio Pierce, and why I wanted him over Jim Harbaugh, because there's certain coaches that work with certain teams. Okay. And it's the same thing with players. Certain players work with certain teams. Simple, right? Simple. And before I continue, shout out to Auntie Sexy, say, Essie, who do you think will be our kick and punt returner? I'm thinking of 3 guys, right? I think 3 guys are competing in it for Auntie Six. And if I were to give you 3 names, one of them would be Jalen Guyton. I think the guy from the Chargers that came over. I think another one's Trey Tucker. And then I think Dylan Lobby. All kick return guys. And I would love that. They all have speed. They have the ability to kick return, punt return. Those would be my 3 guys. I don't want somebody like Devontae Adams or somebody like that, Brock Bowers or something like that, or Zamir White. I want guys that were kick returners and punt returners and that are capable of it. And the reason why I put Trey Tucker's in there, because he started a little bit. You've seen him sometimes, but also his speed, right? In the new format of the kick and punt return is going to be one of the most crucial things ever. And just like Willie Wayne's here, one of the most interesting things of next season. Why is that? Because they both stand still, right? Until the kick returner gets the ball, then both lines collide. Due to that, if the kick returner breaks off the first line, it's over. It's over. And what's better to break a line than speed? Speed kills, right? Oh, I can't even say that no more. Speaking of it, I take it back, bro. God damn. I can't even say that no more. I Oh, my God. That got ruined. I forgot that got ruined. Shout out to Egalitarian, man. I hope Michael Gallup can make the final 53 master after training camp. I think he will, Egalitarian. I predicted that he would be our 4th receiver. 1,000-yard guy. Did it a season. Great 4th receiver, 3rd receiver. And just to have him as the 4th receiver shows how much depth we got on the thing, right? Shout out to George C in the building, man. If you guys can, I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Hopefully your week is going well and stuff like that. And hey, hit that like button, man. It'll help the algorithm. I greatly appreciate the support. But obviously, when you look at the coaching staff as a whole, AP, just like Willie Wayne and all these guys said here, man, this team is poised to do something because the culture of AP, knowledge, that's a fact. Hobbs said AOC is hella accurate and throw dots all over the field and forgot he had it in him. He was surprised. That's a fact, man. I played it right now. AO12 QB1. I feel that. Let me get to everybody's comment. I don't want to mess up anybody. And hey, if you want to become a member, y'all, the membership, man, it's not mandatory or nothing. It'll help everything towards the channel, but obviously, if you want to support the channel, get a little bit emotes. I need to work on some emotes. Speaking of that, but obviously, you feel me? I'll greatly appreciate the channel, stuff like that. Let me see who else in the nation. And don't forget to hit that like button. That's a fact, man. I think tight ends are going to be super valuable in the kickoff return. Waiting to get a block and move in position. 2 good blocks can crack it open. That's a fact, man. And Brock Bowers, he has an underrated blocking, and Michael Mayer is good at that. And then Harrison Bryant is good at that too, right? Our 3rd tight end, right? Here you go, Dirty Eric, man. It's going to hurt my heart, bro. I know us that Lakers fan, bro. We're rooting for the Mavericks, bro. If the Celtics win, it's going to be tough. But shout out to Dirty Eric in the building, man. Good to see you. Hope all is well, man. Hopefully your week is going well. Shout out to you guys, Terran, Devontae, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, Jalen Guyton, and Michael Gallup is a strong wide receiver group. I predicted to make the final 53-man roster. Me too, bro. I 100% agree with you there. I could see Ramal Caton and Tula Griffin and making special teams alongside DJ Turner. And we'll see, man. I haven't seen too much tape of Caton and Griffin, but DJ Turner, obviously, we know he's capable of, right? Shout out to Auntie Six, man. Just checked. I've been a member for 2 years and 19 days. Sheesh, time flies. That's a fact, man. Time flies. Time flies, man. I was what? 20 years old, 19 years old before I got monetized. Damn, that's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy, man. Time flies for sure, man. Time flies for sure. And if you guys can, like I said, let's get to 30 likes. Let's get to 30 likes. It'll greatly be appreciated. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. There's still more to talk about, which obviously in the next coming days, we're going to see more news tomorrow, Thursday. Obviously, Thursday, 2 for 1 Nation podcast, 3:15 p.m. Pacific Standard to 6:15 p.m. I know I put up a poll, y'all. I put up a poll like months ago. I think it was like a month ago or something. Let me see. Yeah, a month ago. I wanted to see where your guys' heads at, man. 6:15 has always been recent, the best thing people have been saying, like the 6 p.m. range. But, I'm also thinking of like that 4 p.m. range might be another great time on a Tuesday. Y'all think 7 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern would be better on a Tuesday? That 4 p.m. outlook? That 4:30 maybe, 4:30, 4:30. Don't be deceived. Eric is barely 16. What the fuck? What the fuck? But yeah. I'm interested to see what this team does and stuff like that. And they got a lot of praise, man. They got a lot of praise. So only time will tell. Obviously we're gonna have a lot of more news in the next coming days. We've seen some press conferences happen. There was Tom Telesco put another poll. I might put another poll up. I ain't gonna lie. I might put up another poll. I just gotta see, because I think he said, I'm tired of these polls. Put up stripper poll instead. What the fuck? Okay. Remember, stay hydrated. Remember, stay hydrated, y'all. Remember, stay hydrated. Here, let me put this here. There we go. Cool Kev on one today, yeah. Cool Kev is on one today. Let me see. Circus and Biggie. Let me see if I skipped anybody. I want to make sure that I skip nobody. The team is not a toxic environment. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. But I think I caught it to everybody. SC, how many DTs on the final 53-man roster? Thinking of it at the top of my head, Christian Wilkins, obviously John Jenkins. I think obviously Tyree Wilson's considered there. I'm not going to consider Tyree Wilson on that note right now. 3, 4, 5. I think 6, 7 on T6. I think 6. I think 6, 7. I think one of them or two of them will be on the practice squad. I think for sure. 2 of them will be on the practice squad. If there's 7, if there's 6, I think one of them will be on the practice squad. But it just depends if you consider Tyree Wilson as a DT, right? He's been playing more at the DT, but they want to put him at the edge rusher position again. So it just how you see it. With Tyree Wilson, it would be 6, 7. Without Tyree Wilson, it would be like 6, 5. Around there, the range. And one of them would be in the practice squad, like I said. I think it's going to be a good rotation between, I think John Jenkins is going to start next to Wilkins. And then behind that, it's probably going to be, it's going to be a competition. I will say that it will be a competition for sure. So I think 5, 6 without Tyree, and then with Tyree, 6, 7, in my opinion. Shout out to Raider Twan, man, my 2-for-1 brother. Good to see you. Hope all as well. Is Butler the odd man now? I don't know. He had a good season last year, Cool Kev. I just don't know. I don't think he's the odd man out. I think somebody like, I hate to say it, but I don't know about Nesta Jade either. I don't know if he would be the odd man out. I don't think he would. I like Nesta Jade Silvera, man. Ever since he came out of college and stuff like that. He has that dog, man. He's got that Raider mentality, throw somebody, chuck somebody, hit somebody, right? But I don't know if this regime would like that. I like that type of, when we have all this talent in the world, right? But I think you do, right? Eric, ¿qué te parece el plan de Antonio Pierce cuando comentó que los Chiefs y Mahomes ahí que era la regla que los Pistons decían y vete que Jordan se ponga a dar ahí? Wait, let me reread that. ¿Qué te parece el plan de Antonio Pierce cuando era? It's just build the team, Jaime. I think the plan is. I think it's like, to summarize in the simple most way, it's just build the team from the inside out. And what I mean is like the trenches, and they did that, right? The offensive line is bulked up. The defensive line is buenísimo con Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby and todos estos jugadores que pueden jugar bien. I think it all depends on these guys to come out here and really perform and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, we were the last team to beat the Chiefs. Ganamos a la Chiefs in Christmas. You feel me? And when it comes down to it, we're capable, man. We're capable, and now we got a better team. And I think it's the culture. I think the culture is one of the most important things for this team. You build the culture, you will have a team, and you make a team, you have a playoff. If you have a playoff team, you have a Lombardi team. You know, it's a Super Bowl thing. So, SC, what are 5 players that you can see get cut? Oh, that's a tough question. I have to think about this one. Bro. Oh, you put me on the spot with this one. Um, Brandon Faison. I know people like Brandon Faison. I know people love Brandon Faison. But I think one of them is Brandon Faison. If we bring in a veteran, which, by the way, let's take off Xavier Howard off our list. I can't believe what the fuck I seen from him. Take him off the list. Take him off the list. Take him off the list. Get completely off the fucking list. But I think Faison is one of them. See, Chris Smith, Cool Kev, I like Chris Smith. Shout out to Bugsy Raider. Before I forget to salute you, shout out to Bugsy Raider in the building, man. I like Chris Smith, bro. I like Chris Smith, bro. But you know what? I wouldn't doubt it if he ends up getting cut. Trey Taylor has more potential than Chris Smith, in my opinion, bro. But I'm going to say Brandon Faison. Let me look at the roster entirely, bro. It's just I can't think off the top of my head real quick. Give me a second. So obviously Brandon Faison is one. Let me look at the depth chart. Then I'm going to go. The next one would be between 2 players. Madison or Abdullah. Now, as much as I've been praising Madison and saying that he would make it, I just feel like they're not going to carry. Actually, you know what? Screw that. Never mind. Hell no. I take it back. They are going to carry 4 backs. It's the running back by committee. What am I saying? I think Zamir White, Madison, Abdullah, Lobby are 4 running backs on that note. I think Carter Bradley gets cut. I think Zach Gentry, the tight end, is getting cut. Then looking at the next one, I think either Ron Stone Jr., the defensive end there, or Amari Burney. You know, thinking about it, Amari Burney. I don't have faith in Amari Burney, y'all. I think he will be one of them that gets cut. Amari Burney. And in my opinion, Tommy Eichenberg's the better linebacker. Better linebacker spot. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. We save a spot because there's no fullback. So obviously, I think those are the 4 running backs: Abdullah, Madison. But if they want to save money, then they would cut somebody like Abdullah, bro. Or Madison. Madison or Abdullah could be a surprise cut. So don't keep that out of the range. That could be a hell of a surprise cut. 100% surprise cut. If it happens. But I'm predicting 4 running backs, all of them to be there. But I think bye-bye Burney, bye-bye Faison, bye-bye Carter. I mean, not Carter. Brian. What's his name? Carter Bradley. And then I'm going to go with. I'm missing what? 2 players? I'm going to say Cornell Armstrong or Phelan Sanford, which is the safety and cornerback, one of them. And then I think Jaden Grant. As much as I like Jaden Grant, I think Jaden Grant's gone. Because when you look at the safeties group, I'm predicting like Trayvon Merrick, Marcus Epps, and then I'm predicting like Trey Taylor, Isaiah Palomau. And then if they keep a fit safety, it would be Chris Smith the second. If they don't, I think for sure Jaden Grant's gone, Stanford's gone, and maybe Chris Smith is on the odd man out maybe on that note. But besides that, also I think Wilkerson. Here's another one. Wilkerson's gone. I say DeAndre Carter gets cut. He only saving grace with special teams. He got dog shit. Lobby or Tucker could easily replace him. That's a fact. Abdullah makes the 53 just because he could do a roundhouse kick. I do not think Alexander Master or Amir Abdullah will get cut. Luke Getty has a running back by committee approach. And that's what I'm saying, bro. I predicted them for to make the roster, but that would be a surprise cut if it happened, right? Oh yeah, Carter's a 1-year deal. I forgot about that. I would have to see Christopher Smith the second get cut. I feel that, man. I think he'll be the odd man out of all the safety. So Amari Burney, Brandon Faison, Wilkerson, Christian Wilkerson, the wide receiver, Chris Smith the second, maybe most likely, or Grant, Jaden Grant, and then obviously Carter Bradley, Ron Stone Jr. Those guys, obviously. Because you guys got to remember Agoha. David Agoha, he doesn't count as a roster spot. So he's like a backup defensive end that has so much potential. And that doesn't count as a practice spot or a roster thing. So we pretty much have 54 people, right? Dylan Lobby might get cut. We might not see him. We have not seen him in pads. I don't know if he'll get cut. That's a bold take. If Dylan Lobby gets cut, man, I'll be so sad because Dylan Lobby is a good player in my eyes, bro. Has so much potential. Has all the capability of a running back, right? They'll end up on the practice squad if cut. That's a fact, man. Some of them will. Like somebody like Chris Smith, they might keep on the practice squad for sure. Maybe they believe in Amari Burney. That could be there. Maybe if they want another wide receiver, Wilkerson will be there. Or maybe somebody like DeAndre Carter, right? Will be another one that stays there. So obviously, Raiders carrying 3 tight ends, 1 just for blocking. That's a fact. Bryant is for blocking, and then also Michael Mayer could do it. And Brock Barris has like that little bit of an underrated one. He's not the best of blockers, but he was like in the top end of tight ends blocking last season in college football. So a lot of interesting things to talk about closer to the season, stuff like that. But obviously, we see what happens with this new special team kickoff rule. I think it would be a bad idea to give a couple of rugby players some trials. Hey, I've been watching a lot of rugby, and I'll tell you, these rugby players can tackle. They could tackle. Por cierto, Eric, qué triste sabe Warren Waller lo habían rescatado de Alcoy y trajo John Gruden. Yeah, Darren Waller retired. That's another one I haven't talked about. We won on that trade, y'all. We won the trade. We won the trade, huh? Anthony Brown practice squad. Okay, I feel that. I wouldn't doubt it, right? Tyree Wilson, Janoris Robinson, Max Crosby, and Malcolm Kuntz equates to a solid defensive room. And then egalitarian, add David Agoha, because like I said, David Agoha, he comes from a program overseas that does not count for a roster spot. It does not count as a roster spot. So now you have Tyree Wilson, Janoris Robinson, Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, and then you have David Agoha, which is good. I tackle Shirley like a rugby player. God damn. Did Waller retire his rap career? I wished. Shout out to All Eyes on G in the building. That breezy plum stabbed my boy Waller in the back. He did. She did, bro. He made a song and then he retired. Darren Waller did not want to play football. Yeah, you could see it, man. Darren Waller lost his fire when Gruden was fired. That's a fact. David Gohan might not even play the season or get any sacks. He might not, but he's a guy that doesn't count as a practice. He doesn't count as a roster spot. He's like a no roster spot guy. We just have him on there, so that's good for us, right? Mayer couldn't block 3 fat kids from Randy's with donuts. God damn, bro. But yeah, man, obviously that's everything I wanted to talk about today. If you guys can, like I said, hit that like button, man, on the way out. Please hit that like button, please. We got 30 plus in here, man. Let's get to 30 likes at least, man. I'll greatly appreciate stuff like that, or even more. Help out the algorithm and help push out the live. Of course, I'll be live again Thursday, 3:15 Pacific Standard Time, 6:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man, on Thursday, 2 for 1 Nation podcast with my boy Twan. Of course, we're going to talk about all things that happen tomorrow and Thursday at Minicamp. We're going to have more press conferences, more things to talk about, and more topics to talk about as far as that goes. And also, I might put up another poll I said earlier, because I think the 6:15, I think now that my time's changing and then other people's time is changing, I think maybe my channel is more built on earlier times. Just based on the 2 for 1 Nation podcast, for a perfect example, a lot of people show up for that one because it's earlier. It's 3:15, 6:15 Eastern, and I know a lot of people that watch me are on the Eastern Standard Time as well. So I think a little earlier would be better instead of 9:15 at night, right? So I'm thinking 4 o'clock range. 4 o'clock range. What do you guys think about that? 4:30 range, which would be 7:30 Pacific. I mean Eastern Standard Time. 4:30, maybe 5 p.m. on Thursday. On Tuesday. I mean on Tuesday. I gotta see what happens though. I might put up a poll or something between two times. You know, this normal time and then the earlier time. But obviously, I'm liking this time, but I'm also liking the earlier time too. I think the 4:30 range really fits my channel more. And shout out to Anthony Provincial. I'm not sure if I saluted you. Shout out to Anthony Provincial. Shout out to everybody that came on by, man. I greatly appreciate you guys coming on in. Hey, Spivvy, good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Salute to you. And salute to everybody coming on in, man. If you missed it, hey, go watch the rerun if you have nothing else to do, man, and stuff like that. Talked a little bit about the press conferences that happened. Lou Getzi talked about the running back by committee, Max Crosby and Nate Hobbs having high praise for the quarterback room and how that happens. But I appreciate everybody that came on by, man. Like I said, hit that like button, man. Let's push it up. I don't know if we hit 30 likes yet, but hey, if we hit 30 likes, it hit 35 likes, right? I'll greatly appreciate it. The more, the better, and help out the algorithm, and it's free. And I greatly appreciate that. And then also, stay tuned for more content. I need to get on the shorts again and stuff like that, and I need to get more active on Instagram. But besides that, y'all, blessings to you guys and your families. Tough turn never last, but tell people do. You guys are some tough people, man. And remember, life is too short. So tell your loved ones you love them. And again. I might change the time on Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to put a poll up. Check the community tab whenever. I'm going to put it in the next hour. I'm thinking 4:30 range. I'm thinking 4:30 Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 Eastern. I think that would be better on a Tuesday. I got to see what happens, though. But shout out to everybody, man. Blessings upon blessings. Like I said, life is too short, so tell your loved ones you love them. Hopefully, you guys have a great week. See you guys Thursday. Dang late again. What have I missed? You missed a lot. Watch the rerun, man. I'm going to head out here, but watch the rerun, man. Skim through it. Talked a little bit about the quarterback competition, how Nate Hobbs and them said, and stuff like that. And, some press conferences from Lou Getzi that kind of has some high praises about the running back by committee and stuff like that. And some people that I would like to get cut and stuff like that. But, of course, y'all, see you Thursday, 3:15 Pacific Standard Time, 6:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Greatly appreciate it, man. Blessings, y'all. See you guys on Thursday again, man. And like always, man, one more time. And, hey, that's a fact. OBS coming soon as well, man. Better production coming soon. SC Raiders Talk, a.k.a. boy Eric, man. And I'm out. Peace.
Is the will to win. Your commitment to excellence and your will to win